Okay.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of adding things, Samsung added another screen to its trifold, and we've been talking about
Another
this.
screen to its trifold?
Well,
It's actually
quad
the
fold.
same amount of screens. It's just they added a fold.
That's true. They added an additional fold.
They added a fold.
We finally got our first look at the Samsung trifold phone. We had previously just seen animations of this, and they had mentioned it would come out before the end of the year. It is currently November 5th. We'll see if that happens.
This is the most careful, slow rollout imaginable. Like first it's an animation, and the name, and then it's like a little glyph on their presentation. Now it's behind a glass, so no one can touch it, but it's showing it close and open. So you can't see it close or open, but you can see what it looks like close and open.
Yeah.
And it is indeed a roughly 6.7-inch phone closed and a 10-inch tablet open.
Yes.
So that's exciting. That's the whole point. You get a real tablet-sized screen while it's open.
The thing that is slightly less exciting is that those bezels are thick with multiple C's.
Yeah, I have a hotter take about that.
Oh, interesting. The first Galaxy Fold was also pretty rough.
Yeah, those bezels were.
They were thick. I mean, the main screen on the front was like like a little watch phone, and
you're still watching. Yeah, you belong here. Subscribe.
Phone inside of your phone. So this is better than that. What is your hot take? I'm curious now.
My hot take on bezels is YouTube comments and most of us nerds way overreact to bezel thickness. And I get this comment a lot. Like, I'll have two phones next to each other and I'll compare them and I'll be like, see, man, this phone looks like basically just as premium. And someone will go, look at the bezels on the S26 FE. Disgusting. Horrible. Unacceptable. And they're next to each other and it's literally 1 millimeter more bezel. And they're serious. And they're like, I could never use a phone with that much bezel. I'm like, dude, if you, maybe it's because I'm old or something, but if you rewind like 7, 8, 9 years when phones actually had thick bezels, I'm like, dude, every phone today north of $200 has thin bezels. I don't care. Like, I'm not looking at the bezels.
Motorola Dynatac.
Do you remember the bathtub notch? Do you remember like the actually thick bezels? Yeah. So I see this and the bezels are a little thicker, but they're not even that much thicker than
real bezels.
The first Fold had that crazy like outside screen like that. That was genuinely, you can complain about how thick the bezels are.
For sure.
But now, as I'm using basically all of these phones, all of them have thin enough bezels.
Yeah.
And I'm reviewing a phone right now that has like, they're bragging about how thin the bezels are. They invented a new technology to fold the OLED even closer to the edges to get 1.15 millimeter bezels instead of 1.5 millimeter bezels, which to them is like a 40% improvement. But to me, I'm like, hey man, thin bezels all the way around.
They're
great.
retina bezels.
Yeah.
Retina.
So I love thin bezels as much as anyone else, but I am not getting nearly as worked up. I think people are overreacting to thick bezels.
Yeah, I'm not really worked up about it.
What I will say is funny about this is the thick bezels are on the front and the inside, whereas like the inside is this crazy new technology to get all of that, and I understand it. The outside's still really thick for just the front side of the phone, which I presume is something they've done already. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
It's just, I think it's also just how square the thing looks. That the
square.
The really black big bezels through the whole thing just makes it look like a toy almost.
Yeah. I have a prediction.
Oh yeah?
My prediction is that it will come out this year, but only in Korea.
That was
think
mine
that's
also too.
Very likely.
Mine was announced and comes out this year, and I don't think we see it in the US till next year.
Yeah, and it will be like limited, like 1,000 units, something like that.
For some reason, if you've never heard us talk about the trifold before and you don't know why it's so weird as well, is the way it folds.
Yeah.
And we got to see kind of a picture of it closed from the top, and because it folds where this is always hard to convey audio.
Yeah.
So if you are holding your phone, what you're going to do is you're going to take the screen and flip it to the left. And then that part is going to have to flip out one more time. And so the way you look at it from above almost looks like if you took the number 6 and like squashed it. So
the letter G.
Yeah, the letter G.
Yeah.
It looks like a squashed
Capital
letter G. And what that happens is on the back now, which we haven't seen before, is we have a triple camera setup, very similar to like the
S25.
like S25, regular S25s. And when you're looking at it from the back, you have the camera panel in the back on the left.
And the front screen.
And the front screen on the right, and then just a blank panel on the side of that, because that is the screen that is kind of living on the inside of it.
Yeah.
Wait, so the screen is in the center, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, the center of the back when it's open.
Yeah, which is awesome because the Huawei trifold, every time you open it, you think you're going to break it. Yeah. So
I actually think this is pretty ideal.
Yes, I agree.
Ideal trifold setup.
Yeah.
Most people forget to like, comment, and subscribe, but not the ones who actually get it.